everybody, I'm Joey Evans, and today we are going to take a look at a couple of Rolling Realms expansions here. Rolling Realms has been covered here on the channels, and there are expansions for this, but they're kind of like mini expansions, which are like one card that is, well, one card for every player, and they're $5. So it's not a lot, but the problem is there's a lot of them. So you might like Rolling Realms, and $5 doesn't sound like much, but you're not sure which one to get because all of a sudden, when you buy 25 of them, you're talking about a lot of money. So you might want to see what these things do to see which ones you would like to add to your Rolling Realms experience. So I'm going to do a new series where we're actually going to look at all of these different expansions. And I'm not going to rate them so much, tell you what they do, but I will kind of rank them, whichever ones are in the video. So instead of ranking them all at once, we're going to do kind of a quick dive into 5 at a time. So these are 5 Rolling Realms expansions. So first off, this one we are going to do Can't Stop, Crusaders, Expedition, Eminent Domain, and Fleet the Dice Game. So again, I'm going to kind of rank them on which ones I like and why I like them. But before I get to that, let's do a very quick overview about what each of these expansions add to the game. Okay, here's the expansion promo card for Eminent Domain. This one's pretty straightforward. Pretty much, if you use this realm in the game, once you get a number, you're going to go ahead and start from the bottom to the top. So if you roll a 3, you're going to cross this off, and then you're going to put a heart on your other sheet. And if you later roll another 3, you're going to cross this off, and you're going to get a heart and a star. So you can mark this star right here to where you got that. So pretty much this is pretty simple. Depending on what number you're going to use in this realm, you're going to start at the bottom and work your way to the top where there are 2 stars, 2 stars, 2 stars, 2 all the way at the top. So this is pretty easy. Depending on the number, you go straight up. That's Eminent Domain. Okay, so this is the expansion for Fleet the Dice Game. Now, this says up here, mark a box in the column top down and gain the benefit. So this one, instead of going bottom top like Eminent Domain does, this goes top down, kind of like an anchor. You're going to start here at the boat, and then you're going to trace your way down starting at first. So if it's a 1, 2, or 3, you'll mark this off, and you'll be able to get the pumpkin. Next, you will get the coin, and finally, you will get the star. Now, the good thing is once you get down here, you get the star, so you get to mark that off here, but you also get these abilities. For example, this ability here says for every resource you're about to gain, you may gain another resource type instead. Really good. But now this one on the end is probably the best one in this as far as this expansion. Whenever you activate all 3 realms in one turn, gain 1 star in this realm. So if you find a way to activate all 3 of the realms, then you get a star, which can really add up the stars, and you can really max out the stars in this realm. So that's Fleet. Okay, so this is the Can't Stop expansion. Now, this right here is a kind of a push your luck thing. So again, kind of like Eminent Domain, where you're going to start at the bottom and go to the top, depending on what number you get. But the interesting thing here is you don't actually get these until you stop. So for example, if I roll a 3, I'll go here. I'll mark this off around the pumpkin. And if I want this pumpkin, I can mark stop here and immediately get that pumpkin. But then I can't get any more of these. I'm done. But if I want to wait, I can later do the coin. Then later do the star if another 3 is rolled. And then later, if another 3 is rolled, use the star and then click stop. And if I wait and I push my luck on hoping more and more of those 3s are rolled, then I finally click stop at the end, then I would gain everything. But it's pushing your luck to try to find out, to try to hope that those numbers continue to hit the table and continue to be rolled. So it kind of adds a push your luck to Eminent Domain, and it's really interesting. So again, bottom to top, and the 6, of course, is kind of loaded with stars, but you don't get them unless you stop, and you have to do that immediately afterwards. Okay, so this is Expedition. Expedition, again, is pretty straightforward. You're going to go clockwise. You're going to start here, and then you're going to go around the track. So say I decided to do a 4, I would count 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'd mark this around here, and then I would then mark that heart on my sheet. So the next time, say there's a 1 drawn, I would count 1, go here, mark this off to know I got it, and then this time I would get a star. And you're going to continue, once you use this realm, to use the number to continue around clockwise to the next open hex. And that is Expedition. Okay, now Crusaders is going to kind of use the rondelle that looks very similar to the rondelle in Crusaders. But you're going to start on whatever number you do. It says right here, you use a number in an incomplete wedge to gain its benefit. But then you're going to start in that wedge, you're going to fill those number of hexes around clockwise. So for example, if I went 4, I would decide to take this, I'd get my pumpkin, but then I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? And then you keep doing that with different numbers, and you get stars depending on how many of those wedges you have complete. This is interesting here because notice 1 will not go very far because you just mark 1 here, but it would get you 2 pumpkins. Same with 2 would get you 2 hearts. Then 3 would get you 2 coins. Got pumpkins here, but then 6 would just get you 1 coin, but you'd actually fill in more hexes around the wedges, just like that. So there's a nice little balance on there as far as the numbers go. So that's Crusaders. Okay, so that is very quick on how all the different expansions work and what they kind of add to the game. So again, I'm going to go through my least favorite to my favorite, and that's not saying any of these are bad. Looking at them, you kind of know which one kind of meets your style of play more. We'll start off with Eminent Domain. It's not my least favorite because it's bad, but because it's very simple. This one I think is good. It's very straightforward. You just go right up the track. And this one I think is a good one because this one you can actually mix it up. If you use one of the more complicated realms, then this is a great one to throw in there to kind of balance it out because you don't want everything to be complicated. This is a very simple one that you can kind of dump dice into, and you know it's always going to be available as you move up that track, and that is Eminent Domain. So I do like that one. Then there's Fleet, the dice game. Fleet, again, Fleet is very straightforward. Again, following the anchor down. I like the ability it gives you at the bottom. The problem is sometimes you get that ability and you don't ever really use it. But this is also one that the stars could fill up pretty quickly because when you use that ability on the right, that will give you stars every time you use all 3 realms. There's ways to do that. So you can really fill this one up quickly with stars, which is nice. And that's Fleet. Okay, and then up there is Expedition. Expedition I like. Again, it's easy, but instead of going up different tracks, this one you've kind of got a track you're going around. So it gives you a few more options than Eminent Domain does because you are moving on a track. And as you continue around there, certain ones are crossed off. You're going to have different options. So again, this is very straightforward, but you can also kind of time those jumps and time those die to get the stars or whatever you want to propel you forward as far as getting those points. So I like the decisions to go into this. I think, again, it's an easy one that you can balance into the more complicated realms. All right, next is Crusaders, Thy Will Be Done. I think it just has Crusaders on there. But again, it's based on the game Crusaders. And I think because I like this game so much, I like this one probably second most because this is one of my favorite games in this whole area. But also because you've got that rondelle in the middle. And Crusaders, the game, has that rondelle, and you have that Mancala where you kind of move around. But this is kind of the same thing in a roll and write, which is pretty cool. And I like how it balances out. It balances out the lower numbers, which you don't get to cross off as many hexes, but it kind of gives you a better benefit. Now, I will say this one I found probably the most difficult to kind of fill up those wedges and to get the maximum number of stars. It's pretty difficult there, but I do like what this has to offer. It's a very, very unique one. So Crusaders is right up there towards the top. I think this is very interesting, especially if you like the game. I mean, you get a rondelle and you get to use that Mancala style thing. I really like that. Okay, so then finally, my favorite out of this bunch, again, I like them all, but my favorite on this is Can't Stop. And I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know exactly why, because it's that push your luck mechanic. And I love the push your luck, and it's really fun when actually this one comes out, because you'll see people start to do Can't Stop because they want to go up to those stars. Even in 6, we have 3 stars in a row, and you can go up. You're going to get greedy, right? So you're really hoping that that number is going to come out, or you can somehow mitigate it and add a +1 to get to that number. But it's really fun to look around the table to see who is getting up those mountains and trying to go higher and higher, and you're like, oh, you really need a 4, because if not, everything up to that point doesn't matter. So I really like Can't Stop. This is probably going to be one of my favorite ones in the series, and probably one of the most frustrating too, because I've been burnt on this a couple times where I'm like, you know what, I just want to just one more. Just one more. And that's the beauty of a push your luck, and it shines through this. So that's Can't Stop. Okay, so there we are. There are 5 different promo packs or expansions for Rolling Realms. And again, if any of those sound good to you, pick them up. I'm going to go ahead and try to take a look at all of these. You can kind of be informed when you purchase, and you can add these realms to Rolling Realms, because the beauty about this game is the fact that it's a roll and write that is so many different things, because each realm can be a different style of roll and write. So that I love about this game, and I love seeing the different things these expansions have to offer. So again, thank you, and let me know your favorite expansion of Rolling Realms below, and we will cover the rest of them, actually 5 more, in the next video. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you later on the channel.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. You can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you, and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vasel.